taking a break from our very Final Fantasy VII-esque month with the three releases of Final Fantasy VII characters, we have a duo release of Final Fantasy X characters, with the release of Yuna's EX Plus and Kihmari's debut with his level 70 Awakening and EX Plus. We're going to be talking at this screen today because I'm just going to be honest, I've been a little lazy this weekend, recovering from a long, busy week. Just been tired, just been lazy, just haven't really done much with the game just yet. So I haven't even unlocked Kihmari. I could have just gone and did it. I could have just gone and just unlocked them real quick, but you know what, we'll change it up. We'll change it up for this video. So let's go ahead and we're going to start off with talking about Yuna's EX Plus. So the only thing we're going to talk about with Yuna is the fact that she's got an EX Plus because that's all she gets upon this release. Pretty much in the scheme of things, her EX Plus just gives her more damage, more overflow, things like that. But the thing is at 3 out of 3, down here at the bottom, it allows her to start off the quest with Valifor ready and prepped to go, as well as a few nifty little things, as you can see here. Which is really nice. That actually helps her out a ton because it helps out her turn efficiency, especially during trash mobs where you're not just spamming Cheer and Asuna in order to get it going. Now, I'm going to be honest. You are still going to need to spam Cheer and Asuna in order to get her EX up and going in between rotations. Valifor only lasts for 6 turns, and using HP attack, the Sonic and Gale Wings as HP attack plus and Brave attack plus, they don't raise the EX recast rate as we know. So the problem with Yuna still lies. She's not that turn efficient. This helps her turn efficiency much better, but it's not to an insane degree. You're still going to be using turns where she's going to be casting Cheer and Asuna and everything. What I really wish she would have gotten was no action delay and no turn count on at least Cheer. At least Cheer, her first skill. I believe she could have very, very much benefited from that. This way, she can use one of her support skills and then follow up right after with an HP attack plus or a Brave attack plus, to do HP damage. This way she's not wasting a turn. Because the thing with Yuna is she's going to slow you down tremendously. I've seen it tons. I've seen lots of people try and make her work. Unfortunately, just the way her kit is, it doesn't really offer... It makes things go longer because she's just not hitting like she should be. She's not using her turns efficiently. What she brings to the table in the turns as a support unit is absolutely incredible, though. Being able to push off debuffs like it's nothing, supplying the party with some really good Brave regen and everything, and Brave battery and everything. It's just what's the point if she's not using her turns efficiently like other characters already can? And that's the thing. So it's short and simple with Yuna. My verdict is if you are in need of a support character, Yuna can do the job for you. I believe she holds importance then. But if you have other characters built up like Y'shtola, Cait Sith, hell, even Agrias, even though she's a support character, she's more of the attacker role as well. If you have her built up, or other support specific roles built up, like even Cryo, honestly, I think it's a safe skip for Yuna. What she does bring to the table is nice, and the damage increases that she did get with her plus variants are pretty good. It's just she's going to be wasting many turns, and considering that it's very tight turn requirements for Chaos to reach that score, it's not, I believe it's not really all that worth it. You just have to make sure that you bring some incredible damage dealers alongside of her if you really are going to make her work, which you can make her work. You just have to make sure that you're compensating for the fact that she is not going to be using turns as she should, and that's the thing. So my verdict is a little wishy-washy with Yuna. It's kind of hard to specifically just say no, but if you are in need of a support character, she does have importance, and importance does lie there. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's go ahead and swap over to Kihmari. Now, what Kihmari brings to the table is he is yet another jack of all trades, master of none. And what I mean by that is he does just a little bit of everything. He has some Brave Battery built into his second skill. He has some healing built into his first skill. He does some damage. He applies debuffs, which his second skill actually applies a really good debuff, which lowers the attack stat and the max brave stat of all the enemies it hits because it's an AoE. Not only that, his EX offers an incredible debuff called Total Darkness, which lowers the opponent's accuracy by 100%. Well, this is AoE, so it will be hitting everyone. It is another very good debuff to have, and he also tanks a little bit. His Ronso Trials that he gets from using his, I believe it's his first skill. Yeah, his Ronso Trials frame buff actually increases the party's max defense, increases the party's defense by 100% and reduces HP damage taken by 20%. So damage is going to be at a pretty good low, and you're not going to be getting hit as hard when you have Kihmari on the team. His first skill is a single target attack. I think it's 3 hits. Unfortunately, some pretty low attack potency. The heal is supplied to the party first. We're going to be talking about his skills and its plus variants, by the way, because everything goes plus when Ronso Trials activates. His HP attack plus is, I'm going to start calling this the standard fare for HP attack pluses, because it's a lot of characters are getting this, where it is a Brave Raise, then followed by a single target hit followed by the HP attack. A lot of characters are getting that, so we're going to start calling that the standard HP attack plus. His second skill, it turns into Bad Breath, is an AoE attack with 200% attack potency, which is really low. And it applies that debuff that we were talking about before that lowers attack and max brave. His EX is a 3-hit, 100% AoE shared damage that inflicts the Total Darkness debuff. And his EX Plus is just kind of standard fare, increases just the potencies and stuff like that. And at 3 out of 3, it actually allows him to have his EX started up at the beginning of the quest. Everything else is standard fare his second, at 2 out of 3, he gets Ronso trades at the beginning of the quest. Yeah, that's pretty much that. It's really nice what he brings to the table. If I were to say he was a master of anything, I would say it is more as a pseudo tank, because the defense that he brings to the team is incredible. The problem with Kihmari, though, however, is he's not doing anything impressive in any field. While his debuffs are very clutch, and he will be reducing the damage to almost an all-time low, I would say that's pretty much what he masters at, is reducing damage to an all-time low. 100% defense up, followed by 20% damage reduction, and that debuff that lowers attack. You're going to be seeing some pretty low hits. Unfortunately, I mean, there are a lot of Chaos bosses, though, that do a shit ton of AoE hits, so they're going to be hitting a large number anyway, or Brave Raises and things like that. And you have to make sure that you're compromising for the fact that he's not going to be hitting all that hard. The thing with Kihmari is he has very low attack potencies built into his kit, 200 on his second skill and 300% on his EX. You know, that goes up a little bit when his EX plus is considered, but even still, that's one of the lower potencies that we have seen in the game for an EX. Granted, you know, what it does do is pretty impressive. You know, 100% AoE shared damage is always nice, and that Total Darkness debuff comes in really big clutch. It's just, you want to make sure that you are making up for the lack of damage. This way, you are utilizing him in the best of manner, so you're not missing out on turns where you could be doing more damage. Defense, support, everything, all that is great. It's not great when a character is wasting turns. And Kihmari may not do that specifically as long as you build him up properly, and as long as you build a team properly. Good Brave Regen is fantastic for him. Make sure he's sitting at an all-time high so he can cap on his attacks. His overflow isn't really all that impressive still, but having him at full max Brave is incredible, just so he's at least hitting some numbers. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you are making him hit, because he's not going to do it on his own. So, and that's pretty much the thing. You need to compensate for what Kihmari can't bring to the table. What he does bring to the table is impressive because it's so much. It's very minuscule in each field, besides like the debuff aspect, because those are very clutch, and the pseudo tanking. So it's the thing with Kihmari is he a character that you should drop your resources on. If he's a favorite of yours, absolutely. If you think you can scoop him up in a few tickets, sure. I definitely don't think he's worth the pity pool. I definitely don't think he's all that important for the Chaos Era. He's not this kind of character that, oh, you're going to be a month down the road and be like, oh man, I really wish I pulled for Kihmari. He would help out here a ton. No, there are other characters that are really going to fulfill that role. And when it comes to tanking, we have Warrior of Light. And we're going to be getting a really impressive pseudo-attacking tank next month, getting his EX+. So, the thing with the Kihmari is his usages are limited because the things that he does aren't impressive enough to warrant running him over other characters for that specific need. Other characters can do almost just everything that he can do, just better, because he's not doing anything all that impressive with it, because he's not centered in that specific field. While what he does bring to the table in the forms of debuffing is clutch, it's not enough to warrant giving him, yeah, go ahead, drop your gems. He is important for the Chaos Era. Unfortunately, he doesn't go that far. He doesn't last that long. He does get an LD in the future with the return of his lost chapters. I don't really know too much about it, but it is something to look forward to if you are a huge Kihmari fan. But as it stands now, unfortunately, there's a much better time to pull for him, and that will be next year when he returns with his lost chapters alongside of Arden's Burst that comes out in the future. So, unfortunately for both of these characters, it's not a great verdict for both of them. I do like Yuna, and what Kihmari does bring to the table is great, but unfortunately, Yuna just wastes too many turns, especially to my liking. If she's going to be doing all this, I wish she would have at least had no action delay on at least one or two of her skills, and no turn count on one or two of her skills. It would have made her a ton better and helped her out a lot. Kihmari, while I like his kit a lot, it's nothing impressive, and other characters outshine him already. So they're definitely both a safe pass unless you do need a support character like Yuna. Then I could say you can dig in just a bit. But do keep in mind that she's free in the EX token shop if you still have those. So keep that in mind. They definitely... actually... Kihmari can stop at 2 out of 3. I believe having the Ronso traits frame buff at the beginning of the quest is important to help him get set up a little easier and help him do things a little quicker. Yuna has to be 3 out of 3, absolutely. She needs to have Valor for at the beginning, and she only gets it out of 3 over 3. So make sure you 3 out of 3 her, and if you do build up Kihmari, 2 out of 3 is a perfect stopping point. You really don't need to have 3 out of 3 where he starts out the quest with his, or is that in his 2 out of 3? Either way, 2 out of 3 is a good stopping point. You don't really need to go all that far into if you want to, especially if you want to do save the ingot for another character. But to recap, the verdict is Yuna, if you really need her, she does have her importance, so you can scoop her up. But if you have support characters, definitely she's not that important for the Chaos Era. And unfortunately, it is a no for Kihmari. I hate giving such a wishy-washy verdict for Yuna, but it does stand a precedence that it is important to make sure that you are utilizing your own, thought process for your team comps. If you are missing a character that in what Yuna can offer, then absolutely, I definitely believe she can fulfill the role and do that just fine and help you out. Kihmari, on the other hand, unfortunately, is not... It's a great kit, and he's a great character, but everything that he does is just lackluster compared to what other characters can do, because he's not doing... Everything that he does isn't all that impressive, and he's going to be outshined in the tank facility already and fairly soon. So, yeah, I think that sounds good. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will be trying. I will be trying to do a chaos run tomorrow. On Kihmari's event. I'm not looking forward to it because it's a pain in the ass. I've already seen all the videos and everything, and I'm not looking forward to that. I don't want to fight 3 of those bastards. And anyway, we'll get it out. I'll get it out there eventually. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.